what you gonna do when Sheriff Brown come for you?
How's it going, everyone? My name is Where Don't Care. My name is, and here we go with my review for Bad Boys for Life. Alright, so this is the sequel to the 2003 film, so it's been 17 years since the last film, and I gotta tell you, I was surprised they were going through with this film, because you would think that with, Michael Bay no longer around, with, Martin Lawrence retired, they were not going to be able to pull this film off, but sure enough, they did. They were able to bring Martin Lawrence back. No Michael Bay, thank God for that. But Will Smith's one of the producers in this film, and they got a new director, and yeah, this film, whole new different set of cast and new set of people who were in charge. So, how's the film? Was it a good film? Was it a good sequel? Or did it fail, and did it bomb? Well, let's take a look at the story then, shall we? The story for this film takes place years later, where we're focusing on our two main characters, Mike and Marcus, played by Will Smith and Martin Lawrence, and they're reunited once again when they have to solve a mystery of a murderer going out and killing people, and it's connected to one of the main characters, so you have to figure out who this assassin is, who's this murderer, and why they're doing this. So that's pretty much the story for this film, and I gotta tell you, I like the fact that the story is paced well. It's not going in with a ridiculous story like we have with the last film or like with the first film. So I like the fact that the story is done very well, keeps you hooked on everything that's going on, and it probably will keep you hooked more in the second act. I don't think the first act I was hooked on it completely. I was nibbling on the hook, but I was like, I don't know. This doesn't seem any different from the other films. But once we got to the second act, I was like, there we go. That's okay. I'm interested. I'm hooked. Let's see what we got from this. And it wasn't bad. I did like the story, how it keeps you hooked on everything. You're kind of trying to figure out what's going on too, and what's this connection with one of the main characters. And it's kind of funny to see the characters, trying to do the same thing as they used to do in the last two films. But in the story, they both realize, we're not as young as we used to be. So it's not a bad story. I actually think this was better than the last film story. But thinking about it, I don't think it's as better than the first one. But still, not a bad story. It's done very well. It's not hokey. It's not stupid. It keeps you hooked on everything that's going on. Well, what about the main characters? How are they? How's Will Smith and Martin Lawrence? Do they still have such great chemistry together as they had in the last film? Absolutely. Both these guys still have such great chemistry. I love the interaction between the two with their characters. I love the banter between the two. The just the annoying one another. I thought, oh my god, this is so good. But you also get the sense of the brotherhood between the two. I still love the fact there is still that brotherhood between the two characters, and they show it off very well in this film. I love it very much, and I love the fact that both Will Smith and Martin Lawrence came back for this film. What about the other characters? I didn't mind the other characters too. I actually like some of the other characters, including Joe Pantoliano. I love him as the captain. I'm like, oh my god, this is so good. And you could tell, like, he was having a lot of fun with his role again, having to be the captain and having to be in charge of these two idiots again. It was like, oh my god, I missed you so much. Okay, what about the main character? How is our main character? I gotta tell you, I love the main character in this, the main villain in this film. Sorry about that, villain of this film. I thought she did a great job with this film. I thought it was very interesting to see this villain and how she was a lot different than the last two villains. The other two villains, I didn't like them very much. I thought they were very cliche, very 90s, early 90s, late early 2000s. I was like, I've seen this so many times. But I actually didn't mind this villain, and I like the reason why this villain's doing what they're doing. So I thought, okay, that's actually not bad. I actually like it, and I thought, I like this character. I like her a lot better than the other villains, and she's much more memorable. Okay, well, what about any other problems? Any other characters that are forgettable? There are some forgettable characters, but I thought, they're still not that bad. I thought they still did a good job. Okay, well, what about the way that it was all shot? Because Michael Bay's not involved in this. He had no hand in this. So how was it shot? How was it all directed? Was it noticeable that they tried different routes than they did with Michael Bay's films? It is noticeable. You don't see the camera like going around the characters. You don't see a lot of explosions as much as the last two films, and of course you don't see a lot of just dumb moments in this film. There were still some small dumb moments, but not as much as the other films. So I thought it was shot very well. The chase scenes were all good. The fight scenes were good as well. So yeah, this wasn't bad. I mean, granted, I've seen this so many times, so you're not really gonna see anything new. But I thought it wasn't bad. So okay, it sounds like this wasn't a bad sequel. So it sounds like I found another film around January that wasn't bad. And sure enough, yes, I did. So, Bad Boys for Life. Was it a good sequel? Yes. Was it a better than the first film? No. Better than the second film? Yes. So, story's not bad. Character's still awesome. And I love the way the camera everything is shot at. And I love the fight scenes, the chase scenes as well. So, yeah, this was actually a good sequel. So, I will say Bad Boys for Life, I would recommend it if you want to watch it with your friends, with your loved ones, or just to check out some Bad Boys action. So I would recommend it. So yeah, that's it, guys. If you have a different opinion about this film, leave some comments below. What you think? Hit the subscribe button, check out my Facebook page, check out my Twitter page. Also check out any of the other Bad Boys, the first Bad Boys film. I would recommend that. So take care, guys, and I'll see you next time. Give you more love and more peace. Bye.
What you want, what you want, what you gonna do when Chevy John Brown come for you? Tell me what you gonna do, what you gonna do.